Hello everyone, I am Dr. Eric Morrison. This is 7 Under 3, and I'll be covering trading education, more specifically Forex trading, using the TC2000 and Tradingview platforms. Hello, this is the Forex Week in Review for the 28 majors and minors. I'm going to start off with Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. Currently we have a nice table that sets up, gets rid of some of the indicators that were kind of crowding up the whole thing, and gives us a very strong indication of where each currency pair is headed. So when we look at the overall price action, and we see on the strategic or weekly, we have below the dragon, daily, still below the dragon, and here we started up above the dragon. Now there are a couple things that you can do. You can wait till it turns red in order to go ahead and go with your short, or if you want to go ahead and set up a nice overall profit R on a 4-hour, if you can handle that much risk, using Z3 excursion all the way down to the Z3 excursion here. Right, so this is a good trade. It went ahead, hit the Z3 excursion, and a nice little profit at the end for this weekly target. Now this lights up when all three are in agreement. Currently, previous week we were still below the dragon. Operationally, we were actually above the dragon at some point. So this was very choppy and did not trade this one overall. Aussie dollar, Japanese yen was very much to the downside. So initial entry here, overall profit taken here, a nice overall profit to the downside overall. Now if you entered in at multiple points with this at least being a 1-to-1, you get some additional profit to the downside. Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar, right? So currently was daily was and the weekly were in alignment. Did have initial here that was too close to a Z3 excursion, so initial loss here. Did set up for a nice overall short trade at Z3 excursion, and nice overall profit overall with about 85 pips to the downside. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen had initial trade here, profitable overall, and then initially went to the downside again. Once the PSR flipped, another profit here as far as another trade to the downside. Swiss franc, Japanese yen, nice overall profit to the downside. Initial trade here with a slight gain, came back up, did not hit the Z3 excursion, did a PSR flip, a nice overall trade and profit at the end of the week. All the Japanese yen pairs were pretty much the same with overall price action to the downside. Little loss on the PSR. The next PSR flip, nice overall target. Almost hits the Z3 excursion but bounce up. Still got a nice overall profit overall to the downside. British pound, Japanese yen. Nice overall Z3 excursion trade. We did have initial trade here on the open. Did not hit the Z3 excursion overall. Did do a PSR flip. However, continued to be with this initial loss here. Then came up, hit the Z3 excursion, and we got this beautiful, nice overall trade. 345 pips to the downside. Zealand, Japanese yen. All the Japanese yen pairs were pretty much to the downside. This overall trade here. Initial trade comes down, hits the overall Z3 for a nice trade overall. About 158 pip gain. US dollar, Japanese yen. Initial trade hits the Z3 again. Does a PSR flip. Goes back into the trade. Nice overall profit again. Hits the Z3 excursion from here to here. With additional 114 pips to the downside. Aussie dollar, Japanese yen. Everything to the downside. Was green here and also to the upside. Did not have everything in alignment at this point, but we did hit the Z3 excursion here at this line. So if this was an entry, the stop would have been here. Take profit at the Z3, the lower Z3. Nice overall profit overall. The 103 pips profit to the downside. Beautiful short. Aussie dollar, US dollar, operational, tactical, operational, strategic, and alignment. We're green here overall. Did have a Z3 excursion here that did not hit. Moved up to here, did not hit here. So looking at the Z3, did hit this Z3 and came right back down. So you have to make sure that you have your stops in place once this trade becomes active. But it came up here, then shot right back down, and then was out. Then came back up again with a nice Z3 excursion hit for 2 profitable trades overall. Nice 104 pip gain. Zealand Swiss franc was not traded. Overall, tactical and strategic were not in alignment. You have to go with the strategic on these if you are going to be trading this. It does have stronger weight in terms of the weekly, but I didn't trade the US dollar Swiss franc. Everything in alignment for euro, Aussie dollar. One thing was that it was a PSR flip here, opened here, came back, hit the Z3 excursion for a nice low risk entry. Beautiful. 245 pip gain. Euro US dollar, everything in alignment for this week. Not a bad trade. PSR in alignment, everything in alignment. Nice 164 pip gain. Euro Canadian dollar, same thing. Everything in alignment. Beautiful trade with the PSR. Nice 123 pip gain. Now, PSR did go over the Z3 excursion, and then eventually got a nice little pop at the end too as well. The small overall trade gain, about 22 pips. British pound, Aussie dollar, everything in alignment. Overall gain. Beautiful trade going forward. Nice overall 143 pip gain. Now it did do another entry here with a PSR flip. Nice 64 additional pip gain. We will not do another buy entry until we hit that PSR over the Z3 excursion. Same for shorts. Has to be under it. Everything in alignment here. Immediately hits Z3 excursion and did not come back down for another entry. Now if you did this entry, this was not a 1-to-1, so I wouldn't have entered in that overall trade. British pound, US dollar, it's an overall trade at the belly of the dragon. Everything in alignment. Nice overall quick gain here. No other entry after this. Nice 65 pip gain, and you got a nice 1-to-1 here. Zealand Canadian dollar, everything in alignment to the upside, but open up above there with this, so we had to wait for potential re-entry, which it was here, and then an overall break even overall with following the belly of the dragon. Maybe a little pop and gain here in the Zealand Canadian dollar. US Canadian dollar. Now, even though this was all to the upside, was very erratic going forward. So waited here for a potential Z3 entry. Did not happen here. Did happen here. Nice Z3 low risk entry here for an overall gain of 119 pips. So beautiful trade here during a consolidation zone. As you can see in the weekly, it is in consolidation going forward. Also in the daily too as well. Euro New Zealand dollar, we have an overall profit to the upside. Did have a nice trade entry here. PSR did not flip though. If you did take this trade, would have had your stop here at the dragon or an entry here at the Z3 excursion. Would have been a good trade going long. Overall profit, 229 pips to the upside. Very good trade. British pound New Zealand dollar, one of the best trades that we had this week. Overall trade hits the Z3 excursion at the lower end with a 235 pip gain. Goes over the Z3 excursion. PSR does. Hits another entry for a 0 gain. As soon as it went back up, moved it back up to break even. Or if you stayed in it, you would have had your stop here, which would have been a overall gain. Did not re-enter this trade, even with a PSR flip to the downside. Nice overall gain on the initial entry. Zealand US dollar is inconsistent over the strategic and operational. Same with Euro Swiss franc. Euro British pound also consolidating at this point, not really one direction or the other. And British pound, Swiss franc also inconsistent. Well folks, that's all I have for the Forex Week in Review. If you're interested in these trading strategies or programming in PineScript and Python, click on the links below. And remember, ruthless risk management. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you on Sunday. Well, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like rumble button below and the subscribe button. And if you want more information, go ahead and click the course information links below. On the Tradingview link and on TC2000, I have an affiliate link. If you open up a TC2000 account, you will receive a $25 discount using that link. Thank you for your time.